What's up, everybody? Sensei here. Thank you so much for tuning in to this episode. You know, I really wanted to wait until tomorrow to make this video, but I've been watching these reviews on the veteran Sherman and I couldn't wait. So I had to make a video. And this is cool because I'm a new rider, and man, I'm watching the videos of some of these veteran riders and they have a plethora of knowledge, and I respect that. I really do, man, because you can learn from everybody. I always say that. But sometimes I think it's cool to hear from a new rider and what's going through our mind. So if anyone has been following me, and if you haven't, please sub to the channel. And I've been riding for a little over a week now, right? Week and a half, something like that. But I said I would give myself 4 weeks until I get a new wheel, okay? And I've been looking at so many different videos, and I'm telling you what, man, the freaking Sherman has rocked the market. I mean, it's throwing a monkey wrench, I believe so, in the market. And I know some people saying, well, you're a new rider, the Sherman would be too much wheel for you. But I'm starting to think, is it? And these are things that I'm going to consider into buying my next wheel. So that's going to be like the title of this video, 3 things to consider when buying an EUC for a new rider, okay? Along those lines. I'm making up this title as I go along because I am so effing pumped up. You guys can't believe it. Like, I've been watching these videos. I watched U-Stride's video today on the Sherman. I watched Sean's video about the veteran Sherman. I watched Speedy Feet's, quite a few others, Coogie's, and it's just like, wow, man, this freaking wheel is amazing. But is it too much for a new rider? Okay, so I'm going to kind of break this down into 3 things, and 3 things that I am going to consider when buying my next wheel. And I have just a couple little notes here. As you can see, not many, just a few. Okay, the first one is going to be value and performance. That's what I'm looking for my next wheel, because I don't want to have to go and spend more money, you know, 3-4 months, maybe 6 months down the road, where I got to go drop another $1,800 or $2,000 on a wheel. These things, they're not toys. These are machines. These are vehicles. People use these for transportation. You understand? These aren't toys. And I think if you're on the outside looking in, you know, you're going to think this is just like your typical run-of-the-mill hoverboard. No, these are serious machines, okay? So I'm definitely looking at value and performance for my next EUC, and that's one reason why I was considering the Tesla V2. You know, I was looking at that. I was like, you know, it's good performance, decent range. You know what I mean? I was considering that one. But now I'm sort of on the ropes, and maybe, you know, you guys will understand my point of view as I work my way down the list. Again, please comment below. I want to have a discussion down in the comments about this, man, because I really think that, again, veteran Sherman, they've really changed the game with this wheel, just from the videos that I can see. Okay, so moving on to the next point would be build quality or construction. Okay, from my point of view, if you're paying $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 for a wheel, that wheel should be able to go down in a crash and you should be able to walk away with that wheel. You understand what I mean? I've seen some crashes with these wheels and it's like one crash and done. Some aren't, but a lot of them are. And it's like, I feel bad because these riders have paid all this money and they're walking away from the crash basically with their wheel in a paper bag. You know what I mean? So that's one thing to consider, is build quality. And I looked at them break this veteran down in Sean's video. That thing, I'm telling you, man, from what I could see off that video, there's some quality behind that wheel. I mean, you got the roll cage, you know, on the outside of it. It seems like the plastic shell is tougher than some of those other ones, and it's just a solid build. It's a solid build. And then in the video, I believe it was Sean's video, one of his videos, they showed one of the guys wreck it. And that dude was moving. He basically took it to cutoff. He slid across the ground. The veteran slid across the ground. And boom. They pick it up. It has some scratches on it. And it's working fine. Nothing came off. There was no like disintegration of the plastic and batteries flying everywhere. This thing has a serious build quality and construction to it that makes you think, hey, this might be a good value. And I'm looking at that for my next wheel. You know, I'd rather put out the money up front knowing that if I do go down, you know, because things happen. You never know what's going to happen, that I can walk away and I can pick my wheel up and ride it out of there. You know, I don't want to have to pick my wheel up in 30 different pieces and put it in a bag and carry it home. So that's definitely something that I'm looking at for my next wheel purchase. And I don't want to make this video too long, so this last one, the third one, is maintenance. Maintenance. That's something else that I'm looking at when buying my next wheel. I was watching people change flat tires on some of these wheels, and I'm like, what? I'm looking at it, I'm like, you have to basically disassemble the whole wheel to put a tire on some of these things. And they open it up, and it's like a rat's nest or bird's nest of wires when you take, you know, the side panels and things off. And when they opened up the Sherman, there was no fluff. It was like battery, no wires, and then you had like the control board and stuff on the top. Because it was like no fluff. So that's another thing, is maintenance. I don't want to have to disassemble the whole wheel in order to change a flat tire. You know what I mean? Especially if you don't have that knowledge. That can be very, very intimidating being a new ECU rider. Did I say that right? ECU rider. But that's another thing I'm looking at is maintenance. It's like you want to be able to open it up, take a panel off or whatever. If you have to take the pedals off, fine. Change that flat tire, pop the panels back on. But to sit there and take the panels off, you know, go through just a massive maze of wires, disconnecting the batteries and all this other stuff. And that's one thing that I was like, oh man, I was finding that very daunting in a sense of purchasing a new wheel just because of that, you know. And after seeing these videos of the Sherman and how just the breakdown of the wheel when they opened it and when they took the panels off, I was like, wow, there's nothing to it. It's a very simple, simplistic, I'm going to say it again, very simple and simplistic wheel that seems to be very well balanced. And that's what I'm looking for. So I'm considering maybe getting the veteran. And I know some of you are going to say, you know, that might be too much wheel for you, Sensei, but I'm looking that that wheel's only going to go as fast as I make it go. You know what I mean? If I ride it within my means until I feel comfortable with the wheel, I think that I could make this for my next purchase of my new wheel. So I would love to hear people's feedback. I'm serious. I'm loving the electric unicycle, the EUC community. I'm telling you guys, I'm actually going to put out a video about my whole experience up to this date so far. And I would definitely love to hear you guys' feedback on that video as well. But anyway, that's all I have to say. My 3 points, I'm going to repeat them. Value, performance, build quality, and construction, and then the maintenance. Those would be my next factors into me buying a new wheel. So again, thank you so much for joining me. I'm Sensei. Hello, good night, and remember, ride your wheel like you hate it.